First, let's talk about the difference between kilowatts and kilowatt hours. A watt is a measure of power. It measures how much power an electrical appliance uses to do work. A 60-watt light bulb uses 60 watts of power to make light, and a 100-watt light bulb uses 40 watts more power to make light, and it is brighter in part because of the additional electricity it uses. If you turned on 10 100-watt light bulbs at the same time, the total wattage would be 1,000 watts, which is the same as 1 kilowatt. Now, what's the difference between a kilowatt and a kilowatt hour? Time. If your 10 100-watt light bulbs were turned on for 1 hour, then you'd be using 1 kilowatt hour of electricity. If you had 10 100-watt light bulbs turned on for 1 hour, you would be using 1 kilowatt hour of energy. If you had one 100-watt light bulb turned on for 10 hours, you would also be using 1 kilowatt hour of energy. However, even though it's the same energy, you need more electrical capacity to energize the 10 light bulbs for 1 hour than you do to energize the 1 light bulb for 10 hours. This is because 10 light bulbs creates 10 times as much light, which requires 10 times as much power generation, think hydroelectricity, and transmission capacity, think power poles, wires, and substations, to energize those 10 light bulbs all at once. On a much larger scale, this is what we deal with as your power provider. When members use a lot of energy simultaneously, we have to do two things. One, we have to purchase enough power, and two, our system has to be big enough to handle that additional electrical demand. Ultimately, it costs the cooperative more money to purchase that power and build and maintain the infrastructure needed to meet the highest potential demand on our system at any given time. At Flathead Electric Co-op, we have a residential time-of-day demand charge. Most of your bill is based on energy measured in kilowatt hours, that electric usage over time. But there is one part of your bill that is based on your highest kilowatt during the month, not kilowatt hours. This is what we call demand. We only measure that demand during the times of day when our system is at its highest peak, meaning that most other members are also demanding electricity at that time. For us, these peak hours are Monday through Friday, 7 to 10 a.m. and 5 to 8 p.m. Because we are a member-owned, cost-based cooperative, it costs the cooperative more money to serve members during those peak times. The demand charge allows the cost causers to become the cost payers. The 1 hour during the month when you hit your highest kilowatt, but only during those 3-hour windows in the morning and evening, is the amount of kilowatt you get billed for. Let's say, for example, that on June 3rd, your home's electrical usage hit a peak of 6 kilowatts from 6 to 7 p.m. Then on June 6th, you hit a peak of 8 kilowatts from 7 to 8 p.m., and then for the rest of the month, you never hit any demand higher than 8 kilowatts. What's going to show up on your bill will be 8 kilowatts multiplied by whatever the current demand rate is. This is why we say that if you shift your electric usage to off-peak times or spread out the use of large appliances during those peak hours, you'll reduce your electric bill. There's no way to eliminate a demand charge on your bill, but you can decrease it by shifting your behavior.